Hello, it's been a whole year, but we're back at PAX Australia. It is New Game Plus TV on tour. I'm Jamie. We're here with B Bravo, the effervescent B Bravo. How the hell are you doing?
I guess bubbly.
Bubbly?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, that's what effervescence is, right? It's bubbles.
Let's go with that.
Yeah. All right. Great.
Let's go with that. So, we're here to play some video games, here to talk to some cool people. It's going to be a time. It's going to be an event. So I'm going to stop talking. Let's go play some video games and have a grand old time.
So we're here with Davy Jones Deck Hand. I'll let you describe your really cool piratey game.
Cool, yeah. So it's a pirate adventure deck builder where you get to traverse an open world map by surviving roguelike voyages. And it's all centered around a counterattack system, which really encourages you to not stack on heaps of defense. It's about keeping your defense low, watching what the enemy's going to do, and then right at the last minute, matching it up and pulling off really awesome counterattacks.
So unfortunately, I'm going to compare it to Slay the Spire. Yeah. Does it have that type of system of letting you know what is coming up, that you see their moves right before you get to do your moves?
Yeah. So because we're doing something quite different with the counterattacks, we've really intentionally kind of built on the language of games like Slay the Spire. So, the enemy intentions tells you what the enemy is going to do. We've actually got two figures, two numbers to pay attention to in those enemy intentions. So that's a bit different. You've got the number that you're trying to match with your defensive stat to pull off counterattacks, and then also the damage that would come in if you can't exceed that number.
Cool. All right. So a little bit different, which is nice. We love a different, more nuanced mechanic. And so what is your inspiration for all this? Why did you guys decide Pirate Deck Builder was the game for you?
Yeah, well, before Pirates, it was working out the mechanics of the game. And the game, the gameplay was actually inspired by Dark Souls and just the counterattack systems there. So the idea of you can hold your shield up and defend, or you can wait till the last second, lift your shield and pull off a counterattack and deal riposte damage. So that was sort of I was how do I capture that in a card game? And built that in Tabletop Simulator for about a year before kind of finally settling on the pirate theme. It was just a few things clicking together, it's Davy Jones, who's the one that resurrects you after you die. He gives you the black spot, which is a contract where you're locked in service to Davy Jones. So that's sort of the core of the story. You're a deckhand murdered by pirates and get into a dodgy deal with the devil, who's Davy Jones.
So what type of enemies are we going to see in this? Is it just crabs? Is it just other pirates? What flavor of enemies are we going to see?
Yeah, definitely crabs. But at the moment we've got three factions that are the core of this. So we've got pirates, navy. So that's your kind of colonial, British military from that time. So that's who you're working for at the start when you get killed. You get to go and fight your boss as a boss later on. You got pirates, navy, and creatures, which we have mermaids, giant squid. There'll be a kraken. And there will be other factions that we add in, but those are the main ones that you're facing at the moment.
Cool, nice. What are the challenges of doing this type of game? What sort of challenges do you face other than money and tech issues? Is there any art challenges, design challenges that you've had to come across?
Yeah, so there's a few that I can think of. In terms of design, trying to get that open world and the sort of collection element, so building up a permanent inventory, it risks almost ruining that true roguelike experience where you're building up things from the beginning every time you die. So we've had to counter that with pieces of the design like our cargo system, which you could collect 200 of the items and you only get to bring 2 of them with you on the voyage. So you choose what are you going to fill your cargo with. And that really puts these tight constraints on that kind of permanent progression that keeps the roguelikes feeling like a true roguelike experience. And then when it comes to art, we're doing this line art style, which is quite unique in games, I think, very hand-drawn. So that's certainly a challenge for the artists. But I think the genre, it feels really good in this genre. And it also feels really finished. As soon as you've kind of done your first render, it's that's kind of your final render. So, we've been able to crank out huge amounts of new characters and kind of get them into playtests really quickly, which feels really good. We do plan on adding more fidelity to animations and things as we go along.
Nice. And when are you guys planning to have this going? Is there any plans? Are we waiting?
We are loosely targeting 2027 because we do need. We're actively seeking publisher support, and we want to go full time for a year to get it. It's quite an ambitious vision we have with the whole open world. There's a lot of narrative we want to get in there, so a lot more than a typical deck builder, I would say. So, I mean, we're almost feature complete in the combat loop, but it's that outer loop of the exploring this open world that we still need to build, and I think it's going to be something that really sets us apart. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, that is Deck Hand, Davy Jones. Thanks so much, Ben, for talking to me. I'm really excited for another roguelike deck builder. I will never get tired of them. Thanks so much.
Cool. Thank you very much.
I'm joined today by Joshua Mills, the game director for Rainbow Six. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, yeah, happy to be here.
I was going to say you've come from cold Australia to warm Canada. How do you feel about the weather now that you've got here?
Honestly, it's very similar back home right now, which has been really nice. I mean, it's a little more cool here, I'm enjoying it. Like I thought it was going to be crazy hot, but I'm glad it's not.
You missed it. Again, the bad months are a few months down the road. You've missed it for the best one. But it is Rainbow Six is an interesting topic. Obviously, you guys have been running for 10 years, and I feel like if there's the strength that Rainbow Six brings to the table, it's the community support, like the year-on-year community support. I think you guys are one of the first ones to really prioritize that to keep the game live and to keep people playing it. Like, how have you seen that journey go from, when you started 10 years ago, obviously, if you haven't been there the whole time, but in your tenure to where you are now?
I think one of the big things is the game is the community's game because we build the sandbox, we build the systems. It's super complex. There's a lot of interactions, but then the community brings their energy and their creativity to every round and every match, and that's where everything shines. So the game survives because of our community and because of what they bring to it.
And I think it's interesting as well, and everyone, viewers of our show will know we spend a lot of time in Japan, and it's always impressed me how much Japan has embraced the games, and it's not a shooter market. And do you think is that a kind of a success story of the way you guys view the game direction, or do you just think it's one of those kind of quirks sometimes that happen?
I think one of the parts of it is the fact that we are very much a tactical shooter, but we're also a hero shooter. There are very iconic characters within it, and they embody that heroic operator that goes in and does what nobody else can, and I think that attracts a lot of people, and they kind of fall in love with that.
And with that in mind, obviously, it does get you've got the MOBAs and stuff with 100 characters. You guys are starting to get up there with the numbers. I mean, how do you still find balancing tough, or do you just want to be creative first and then worry about the balancing on the back end?
So when it comes to just operator numbers, there's a lot of operators, but that's probably one of the biggest things that adds a lot of flavor to the game, because when they come in, they influence the entire roster. So a new operator can affect an operator that came out in year one. And that's kind of the magic. Again, very systemic, so everything kind of relies on each other. But when it comes to where do we go next with it, it's always this expression of wouldn't it be cool if? And then we run down that road.
And I guess with that in mind, it's hard to pick, your favorite child, but we're gonna make you do it. It's right. He's on answer. That's not even fair.
Oh, on attack, it's Thermite, 100%. I love blowing stuff up, and then on defense, usually it's smoke. But I'm not just saying it because I'm here. But we have an internal tournament that we're running. All the devs on the team we're having matches against each other, and I'm maining Mozzie on defense right now, just causing chaos, and it's been
definitely not a call out to the local audience. That's all right though.
No, I met Mozzie's voice actor last night, but the reality is that that's 100% legit. I've got the clips to prove it. So
that's very cool. And I guess with that in mind, looking forward to assuming you're going to be with us in we'll have this conversation in 5 years' time. Where would you like to see the game go from here?
Well, ultimately, when we talk, we've said it on record, saying we've been here for 10 years and we're talking about the next 10 years. That's 100% legit. I've got the documentation that proves that we've got ideas that are going to lay us out for the future. And I think that's really what it is. It's to continue to evolve to an ever-evolving player base and ever-evolving industry to continue to deliver the best Rainbow Six experience we can. And we love this game and we want to keep investing in it.
Love your work. Thank you very much, Josh. I hope you enjoy the rest of your time in Australia.
Thank you so much.
Hey, everyone. everyone, it's B from New Game Plus TV. I'm here, PAX Aus 2025. I'm here with Sporktank, Martin, and right now you're exhibiting Rita. What is Rita about?
Rita is a cozy adventure game where there are a lot of puzzles that are word-based, so think like crosswords, word finds, that kind of thing. You run around the world as a chicklet, picking up letters, picking up shards of a newspaper. You might get stuck, open up the newspaper, solve said puzzles, and you'll progress. So a bit of a lock and key system, Metroidvania aspect to it.
Okay, so that's really cool. So what inspired this type of game? It's like puzzles and like this really cute little like chickie. What's the inspiration?
Yeah, good question. That's definitely my favorite part and perhaps the bit I'm most passionate about. So the story behind it, it's based off my grandmother, whose middle name was Rita. And it's really a tribute to all the things we did as a child. Like I did crosswords with her, I did word finds, we played Scrabble with her. So all those little things are in the game. And just those things you learn from your grandparents, like I'm calling them like life lessons. Just like peppered throughout the story as a bit of a tribute to our time together.
Oh, that's so lovely. I did get to play it a little bit earlier before, and I got to get my face in the game as a little newspaper. That was super cute. So how long is the game going to be
Yeah, so the demo is out now. It's about 30-ish minutes, depending how quick you rip through it. The full game should be 4-ish hours, again, depending how good you are at the puzzles and how much you want to explore the extra lore in the game. So we'll say, 4 to 6 hours as a final game.
Did you have any other inspirations from other game? Because it's a little short hikey in the wandering around and kind of exploration. But what other sort of inspiration, if there was any, that you had?
Yeah, 100%. A short hike, that's the main one. It was really a proof that a small game by an indie that's not necessarily that long with a message to tell can be successful. So that's probably a huge one. You can see a bit of maybe Untitled Goose Game in the goofiness of it and maybe the aesthetics. And then I grew up in the 90s, so Nintendo, Mario, Banjo, Legend of Zelda, they're all in there if you look hard enough.
I mean, yeah, you have the collecting of the letters, which is really close to the collecting of the little puzzle pieces from Banjo-Kazooie. Yeah. So I definitely see it there. And when do you think you might release this one?
Yeah, that's a good question. It'll depend how this goes and Next Fest goes. In an ideal world, it'll be Q1 next year. And that'll be what I'll be working towards. But, game dev and life can get in the way. But let's say Q1 next year.
All right, so it sounds like wishlist this game. It's really cute, cozy, simple. And are you working on anything else?
Yes, we are. Batography, which I think I touched on earlier. It's a cute adventure game, again, about a bat trying to take photo of the full moon. This one is actually also a family event. My cousins are working on it. And we're really here promoting this, but then trying to get the wheels churning for the next game and just keep the studio chugging along with the next game.
You talk a lot about family, which is really cool. So are you starting from a game dev background? Did you just decide, hey, I have this really cool family that I want to feature and work with? What's the inspiration for all that?
Yeah, I guess if you go back far enough, when I was a kid, my dad got me into computing, and that's where I first learned to program. And if you really think about it, I probably started making games 30 years ago, failing as a child over and over and over again. And then, my career goes a different way, and I come back. And a few years ago, I was like, this is where I want to work. This is what I want to do. Making some other games, not really sure where the passion is. And then things in life happen, and I really wanted to do something, related to the person that the game is based on. And I have run with it since that point in time. And here we are, close to release. Yeah.
So how did you rope your cousins into making a game? Were they we want to do what you're doing? And are they older, younger?
So my cousins, we first started working together maybe in the lockdowns. They're in Brisbane, I'm in Melbourne. They're super artistic, as you will see, with the work that they do. And we're just like, hey, do you want to do a game jam together? And it went really well. And hey, do you want to do another one? And that went very well. And then, they went to uni, they'd done their thing. So they were a bit younger. And now we're at a point that our lives have come together. This game will end. They're sort of between jobs, between decisions. And we're like, well, let's have a go at it. Let's see if we can get a publisher. Let's see if we can get some kind of funding and make a game together. So they're the creativity behind that game. And I just code the ideas that they want to do. So for me, it's ideal. I get to work with my little cousins. I get to have a beautiful game and I get to make the game. So yeah.
That's super rare that you kind of work with family and any arguments or everything's been smooth so far?
Well, the two cousins that I speak of are sisters, so they probably argue, but I'm the older and more distant one, so I think I'm shielded from all that.
Okay, so they're like kind of deferring to you and you kind of just mediate a little bit sometimes?
We actually haven't had any issues yet, so I'll let you know.
So you were here last year. Now it's your second year. How's it going this year so far?
Yeah, better for the run, as they say. Way more prepared, way more organized. I've got family here helping. Actually, my dad is a bit of a 3D print guy, and he's printed these little Ritas that I've been presenting mostly to kids, but yeah, people that I want to give them to.
Look, I'm short like a kid, so it's fine.
Okay, we'll pretend that. Yeah, can you take care of it for me?
I think I can try my best.
Okay.
It is definitely cute enough to try to take care of. I will do my best. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It is now PAX Aus 2025. I'm here with Rourke as part of Lazybone Studios, and oh my god, there's a Pinball Hero game. Please tell me more about Pinball Hero. Like, what's your pitch on it?
Pinball Hero is an RPG roguelike pinball game, kind of like a reimagining of pinball, if you will. Like, everyone's played the original Space Cadet Full Tilt game on Windows XP, and this is kind of like taking that concept and modernizing it.
Cool. So, like, why pinball? Are we pinball fans? Do we just like the mechanics of pinball? What's up with that?
I do have a history of playing pinball games. Started with Epic Pinball on DOS, Space Cadet obviously, Full Tilt, and also Pokemon Pinball is something I recently picked up in Japan. A lot of fun. So yeah, it's got good base mechanics that you can kind of like, I guess, riff off. Yeah, and it's not been seen as much.
Okay, so we've got roguelike a little bit, so you're kind of like failing to go forward, and then is it just like fantasy kind of background and stuff?
Yeah, it's kind of shamelessly using the Jumanji type theme mixed in with Dungeons and Dragons characters. So it's like they stumble into a room, they find a cursed object, they get sucked into the machine, and now you're battling to release your soul.
Cool. I really like that. Like, just being able to go into a machine and actually have to like fight for your life. That's weird, right?
Yeah, it's not like real life.
For sure. So how big is your team? Like, so you guys are New Zealand based or remote? Like, how's that happening?
Yeah, so me and Jeremy are lecturers at a place in Auckland, New Zealand called Media Design School, and we work together. So he's a programmer who likes to do art, and I'm an artist who likes to program. So it's just the two of us, and we work really well together. And we're both really silly, so that works. Yeah.
What are the challenges with coming up with a pinball game like this? Because there's a lot of physics involved, making sure that, you know, the ball hits in a satisfying way, or I guess you also like kind of loop around and die in a satisfying way to want to play it again. Like, what sort of strategies are you doing with that?
Yeah, well, luckily, roguelike gameplay it works very well with pinball, because pinball was all about eating your coins. It's all about, I guess, not quite forcing you to fail, but kind of. And roguelike kind of fixes that because it promotes dying and retrying, right? And you get rewarded through crystals for playing. So the more that you play or the more that you fail, the more your experience for pinballing gets better and better. Unlike the machines of old, right? Which just eat your coins.
So as you play, do the tables get harder as well? Is it like really nice and simple, and then it gets harder and harder with more bumpers, more ramps, stuff like that?
Yeah, it starts simple at first. So the premise is that enemies deal damage if you fall down, rather than you losing ball count. And what that means is later on they do a lot more damage, but also the landscape of the pinball table changes, so it gets harder and harder. Yeah.
So there's going to be like hazards, and like, are there items to help you that you get to hit or try to hit, things like that?
Yeah, there are over 200 items already. We have plans for a few more, and they augment the pinballing experience. So some of them are like, I guess, like a free catch if you fall down. Some of them are, if you perform a combo, you will hit everything on the board. So it augments both your RPG and your pinballing experience. Yeah.
And really important pinball question as well. How many times, like, how's the multi-ball? Am I going to be able to do multi-ball?
You can. It is one of the items. It's an epic item. Actually, there are a few. There's an epic item that summons a pinball hero from a previous run, and there's an item that splits you into a multi-ball. Yeah, so they're kind of like RPG themed.
That's like my favorite part, is like sometimes lucking into the multi-ball, and then you're just like juggling balls Yeah, that's fine. We're just gonna keep that one.
Yeah. Look, you can't talk about pinball and not have accidental euphemisms, right? Like it is what it is.
Great. And so, is there a demo out, wish list on Steam, all of that stuff?
Yeah, at the moment we are really hoping to collect more wish lists on Steam, but there is also an itch.io web demo that you can play on your phone, and drop in the Discord and give us feedback, because we love hearing it, and we're very open to modifying the game based on what our players want. Yeah.
Nice. And when do you think this will be coming out? Are we going to see it soon? We're still working on it, and maybe in like a year or two?
Still polishing it. Next year, for sure. Yeah. Hopefully the start of the year. Otherwise, it will be maybe Q3, Q4 next year, 2026.
All right. So look up Lazy Bones, wishlist Pinball Hero, join the Discord, let them know all about your pinball necessities. I would say more multi-ball.
Okay. Yep. Fantastic. I'll get to work right now. Yeah.
Oh, finally. Awesome. Well, thank you for talking to me. I am once again really excited about pinball, and I'm keen to wishlist it, and so should you.
So yeah, that's PAX Australia Day 1. You've had a very busy day, B.
I've had a busy day. You've had a busy day. There's a lot of people to talk to. It's been great.
Anything particular you were really, really keen on?
Well, the New Zealand games were really cool to see. A lot of really different types of genres, a lot of different types of games, and like really cool small teams doing a lot of really cool things.
Cool. No, that's awesome. I respect that. Like, so you obviously spoke to a bunch of really cool people. Funnily enough, I got to play a couple of games too. I got to play this game called Trivia Deck, which is a trivia roguelike. Have you heard of that? Have you ever heard of that concept before? A trivia roguelike?
Can you do that? Is that legal?
Apparently it is. Apparently you just answer trivia, you get perks, you get different runs, and it is weirdly really good. I can't really... Actually, no, I can probably explain it in a better way. So as someone who used to do like a bunch of trivia writing many, many moons ago, trivia is always really hard to write because you have to basically get something that's both so people understand it, but also you have to actually have people like, okay, is this kind of relevant to a specific audience? And I feel like so far it's also really relevant right now. And the questions I feel like, okay, well, it's not talking about, say, really specific American things or really specific British things. I play a lot of trivia games, forgive me. Yeah. So it actually makes a lot of sense. And hey, the questions seem fun. The concept is really neat. And I'm totally not bragging that I may have gotten the top score on the first day of PAX because I am a loser, but that's okay. I'm here for that. But I also got to play End of Ember, which is a roguelike in the vein of something like, say, Binding of Isaac or Nuclear Throne. I was also about to say the other game its developers made. Probably Jack will probably put this in editing later. It's okay. It's basically one of those games, except it's got a very, very, very wild art style where it is gross and disgusting. It is very edgy. But it owns it, if that makes any sense. Like, it's kind of just like, it wants to be kind of violent and gross and disgusting and sick. And it's audacious, which is probably the way I would describe it. I know, right? $5 words. I've got plenty of them. Don't worry about it. But it's great. Like, it's really, really neat. And I totally know one of the people working on it, which also doesn't help. But also, no, I really like the game. I think it's cool. It owns what it does. And I think that's awesome. I think that's really cool. So, yeah, other than that, anything else to report?
Should I take this?
Go ahead.
Is this mine now? This is mine now.
You own this now.
All right. So yeah, I visited New Zealand Code, and that was really cool. That was really cool. And then I just checked out the indies, which was really neat. I don't know if I know any other words that aren't neat, cool, or amazing. It doesn't sound like it.
It's been a long day.
Yeah. So I looked at Memento. I looked at Rita. So really cool Victoria peeps. Really cool Queensland people as well. And once again, varying amounts of genres. So cozy and also like room decorating and just like everybody has their own like little story, which is nice. It's about family. Mm-hmm. It's about coziness, and I like really vibe with that. Or even just like pinball. Did you know there's a game about pinball?
That's used to me.
Yeah, that was actually at the New Zealand booth. But yeah, that was really cool. And like, just like, oh my God, people are just doing their own thing. And that's just so nice.
Hell yeah. No, that's awesome. No, that's great. See, this is the reason why we come to PAX. Sure, you can go play Pokemon, you can play Metroid, but come on. Anyone can play Pokemon, anyone can play Metroid. It's going to be a while before you play half these really cool games from the Australian and New Zealand indie scenes. But I guess with that's kind of day one for us. We're going to go find somewhere to kind of lie down and kind of just rest for the evening. But until then, follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, not Twitter, Blue Sky, and I think we're on TikTok. Maybe we're working on that. No promises. I'm not Jason. It's all cool. We're working on that. Until then, B, lovely to chat to you.
It's nice to see you too.
And where can people follow you, by the way?
Oh, I'm B Bravo Arts, so you can follow me there. I do art things. Also, I just like video games. Let's chat about video games.
I agree with her. Let's chat about video games. And until then, catch you in the future.